So here's a crazy thought. I got stronger by training less. And I mean a lot less. In this explainer, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I broke free from all the conventional fitness wisdom and, believe it or not, made the best progress in my entire life.
And it really all boils down to this one core idea. Most of the fitness advice you see online, all the high volume, train every day stuff, it's built for guys on performance-enhancing drugs. Guys whose recovery is through the roof. But for the rest of us, the natural lifters, the people with jobs and lives, that playbook, it's not just kind of inefficient, it's probably the very thing holding you back.
So, how did I even get to this point? Well, my journey started in a place I'm pretty sure you know well, a state of just complete and utter information overload. I mean, it's a total mess out there, right? One expert is screaming volume is king, telling you to do 1,000,000 sets. The very next guy says only intensity matters. You're told you have to train 6 days a week to grow, and then you scroll down and see a video about why 3 days a week is actually the sweet spot. It's enough to make your head spin, and you just end up doing nothing. And when you try to do everything all at once, you get stuck in this brutal cycle. You're totally overwhelmed by all the conflicting info, your progress just grinds to a halt, you feel tired all the time, and your joints are just always aching. It's a really frustrating place to be. But what if there was a way out?
For me, the only way forward was to just tune out all that noise and start thinking for myself. And that actually led me back in time to a philosophy from the golden age of bodybuilding, a time when absolute giants were built with training that was brutally simple and, surprisingly, pretty infrequent.
And what's funny is, I only started looking into this stuff because so many of you were asking me about this legendary 1970s bodybuilder, Mike Mentzer. To be honest, I always thought the whole one set to failure idea sounded like just another fitness gimmick, but I started digging, and what I found completely flipped everything I thought I knew about building muscle on its head. This rabbit hole led me to the core philosophy of high-intensity training, or HIT. And the whole point is this: stimulate, don't annihilate. Think of it like watering a plant, right? You give it just enough water to trigger growth. Then you have to step back and let it do its thing. If you overwater it, you kill the plant. HIT applies that exact same logic to your muscles. You go in, you provide one powerful, intense stimulus, and then you get out of the gym and give your body the time and resources to actually recover and grow. And that's when the light bulb went off. More doesn't mean better, because as a natural lifter, your ability to recover is finite. You've got a limited recovery budget. Every single extra kind of half-hearted set you do, it just eats away at that budget without really adding any more growth stimulus. You're basically just digging a deeper hole that your body can't climb out of. So with this totally new way of thinking, I decided to do something radical. I threw the entire conventional rule book out the window. It was time for an experiment. I was going to strip my training down to the absolute bare essentials and put this high-intensity, low-volume idea to the test. And when I say the change was dramatic, I mean, look at this. I went from being in the gym 6 days a week down to just 2 or 3. The number of sets I was doing for each muscle crashed from over 20 a week to just 4 to 6. And the biggest shift of all, going from 3 regular sets for each exercise to just one single all-out set. So what does that actually look like? Well, this is my entire push day workout now. 5 exercises. That's it. And for each one, I do just 1 set. But listen, this isn't some casual warm-up set. This is one brutally hard set taken to the point of absolute muscular failure. The point where you physically cannot do another rep with good form, even if your life depended on it. Okay, so that's the theory. I know, it sounds way too simple to actually work, right? But theory is one thing. The results, well, the results were just a complete game changer. So what happened? I started hitting new personal records on every single lift and every single workout for 2 straight months. Now, for anybody who's been training for a while, you know that kind of consistent progress is basically unheard of. That right there is the power of proper recovery. And the time I got back was just as insane. My workouts went from these 2-hour marathons that just dominated my evenings to a focused 35-minute sprint. I was in, I created the stimulus for growth, and I was out. I got my life back.
This really gets to the heart of the efficiency principle. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that a few brutally hard sets get you 95% of all the gains you could possibly make. Is that last tiny little 5%, is it really worth doubling your time in the gym and putting all that extra wear and tear on your body? For most of us, the answer is a clear no.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's not that every single person listening has to switch to one-set training tomorrow. It's about a much bigger idea. Finding what actually works for you. It's about finding the minimum effective dose to get the results you want, so your training serves your life and not the other way around.
For me, the whole goal shifted. It stopped being about how much I could do in the gym and started being about how I could make fitness a powerful tool that adds to my life, instead of being the demanding center of it. And that shift, it brought so much freedom, and honestly, way better results. It's a freedom I really think everyone deserves to experience.
At the end of the day, this whole experiment boiled everything down to these 3 things. These are the real keys. Number 1, progression. You always have to be pushing to do more than you did last time. Number 2, brutal intensity, making that one set count more than 10 lazy ones ever could. And 3, recovery. Truly understanding that muscle growth happens when you're resting, not when you're training. So I'll ask you, look at your own training. Are you really prioritizing these 3 things?
Look, we've all been sold this idea that more is always better, that the only path to results is to just grind ourselves into dust. But after everything I've seen and experienced, the question isn't whether you can get stronger by training less. The real question is, are you brave enough to actually give it a try?